Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have such exciting news to share with you guys. So as you know, as you likely know if you've been following me, we've been going through the whole track day to club racing licensing experience, and I entered my first club race. And so last weekend was the first round of the CMRA, or the Central Motorcycle Road Racing Association here in Texas. And it was round one here in Houston, which is my home track. And I entered 3 races and I actually won 2 out of the 3 races and got third in the third race. I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's been super fun just sharing the whole experience of getting there with you. And I'm just so happy to share good news with you guys. Basically, there were 3 races that I entered. The first of which was the Formula One race. The second was the Provnov heavyweight race, and the third was the heavyweight twins race. So the second race is the provisional novice heavyweight, and what that means is for the CMRA, for this racing association, if you're new to the association, if you're new to racing as well, before you become a fully licensed racer, requirements are you have to complete 2 race weekends with at least 2 races without crashing, plus 2 days of volunteering. So let's go ahead and watch the race. All right, so going into the race, I knew that I had to be better at my race launch because my first race launch was horrible. And in the distance, you can see the 750 start to slip away. And I knew that I had to get past this Ducati V4, or else the race leader would just, put too much distance between me and him. So following Ducati, I could see that he was starting to kind of slow down a little bit too much and just over brake for some corners. And so I attempted to pass him here. And I thought, okay, I got the distance on him. I can get the drive out. But of course, 200 horsepower is very hard to beat. And so we kind of settled back in here to follow him. And at this point, I saw that he was slowing down a bit too much and he was pretty far off to the left side. I could slip through. And honestly, that pass was a little bit aggressive. I will say, after the race, I actually did go find him and apologize to him to make sure that everything was cool. And he was very cool, very gracious about it. So no harm done. I'll do better in terms of making clean passes in the future. But back to it. So now we are on the hunt for the race leader. So I've ridden with Akshay, who's the race leader right now, a few times, and I kind of know what he likes to do and the lines that he likes to take. In my mind here, I was really focused on finding the right opportunity to pass him and kind of just studying what he was doing on the bike. So as we're rounding the corner, I noticed that there's the white flag. That means it's the last lap. And I knew I had to make my move. So going through that corner where I passed Akshay, I actually saw the shadow of his bike in my periphery, and I tried my best to close the door on him and just try to stay on the gas as much as I can to keep that lead on him. And here I think is where it's really important to use your racecraft or your strategy. Like I saw that there was actually some lappers that were coming upon, and I knew if I could put a few of them in his way, it would disrupt his flow. So that's exactly what I did. So that was my first win with the CMRA in the Provenov heavyweight class, and I came feeling so good. It was just so exciting to come back, and we had a bunch of friends there just to cheer me on. It was just awesome to see, and just get their reaction. It was it just felt amazing. So I was feeling pretty high going into the third race. Now this is the third race, and this is the heavyweight twins class, which is essentially any twin engine bike. Essentially, your RC8C, your Panigale V2s, and 1098s, 848s, etc. But interestingly, they actually allowed for quite a few Daytona 675, so that was kind of fun to go up against triples as well. My focus really for the race is getting off the start as fast as I could, as best as I could. Because the sprint races for this track are only 6 laps, so you really don't have that much time to do what you need to get done, right? So it's so important in that situation to get in front as fast as you possibly could. And so I was really laser focused on getting a better launch than I had done in the previous 2 races. So as you can see here, I kind of lunged forward, right? And by the time we were into the first turn, I was already in P2. Here, and I'm now P1 in the novice class. That's when I realized, hey, wait a second, I see some experts up in front, why not chase them down as well? So I kept pushing. that was the second win of the day and the third race of the day. And I actually finished first place for novice and third place overall, which I'm very, very happy about. I know the race leaders are just incredibly fast. You know, for now, I'm really, really happy with that result. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a little bit of a different type of video than we've done in the past. And, you know, I'd love to hear your comments below if you enjoyed that format and, you know, any other things that you want to learn about the club racing experience or just know about my experience with club racing. Please let me know in the comments below. I'd really love to hear from you guys. Coming up, we have a bunch of different things. For this year, I'll be racing both the CMRA series for the big bikes with the RC8C. In addition, I'll also be racing the TMGP, which is the Texas Mini Series. So we're gonna be back on the KX65, back on the Ovale training, and we have an endurance race coming up in March. So I hope you guys are excited about that. If you're in the region, you should really come by. It's gonna be in Katy, and it's gonna be a 4-hour endurance race on Saturday and a bunch of sprint races on Sunday. It's a ton of fun. Please come by. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Last thing before we go, if you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate if you leave a like for the video. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We're gonna do so many different adventures this year, and it's not gonna be just about club racing. I actually have a bunch of different things coming up for all sorts of bikes. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.